Hey, how you doing? Once again, it's Jevon, one of the recruiters here at Z Transportation. And today I'm sitting here with Dan, Super Dan that is, one of our current drivers. And we just want to talk and let him give you his take and his experience here at Z Transportation. So Dan, how many years you been driving?
Been with Z Transportation for 2 years and been over the road for over 4.
You are a veteran, it seems. Where you from, Dan?
Athens, Georgia.
All right, we got a Georgia boy in the building. So, just briefly, share with your fellow drivers your experience here at Z Transportation.
Woo! Well, I started off 2 years ago, and I came to Z Transportation, and I did not ride a shabby Greyhound bus over here first off. I showed up, everybody was all nice and friendly, asked me a couple of questions about myself. That was what happened first. They asked me about me.
Very personal.
Yes,
yeah, very personal. We want to get to know who you are, Dan, as a person. It's not truck 10, truck 5, all these kind of things. Who is Dan? That's what we look for.
Yes, and everybody knew my first name, last name, and where I wanted to go within my first week of being here.
Okay, let me ask you this. As far as because the most important thing in this, of course, safety is number one, and customer service is on the top of the list. But for the driver himself, it's all about the money, baby.
No, there's a bunch of things. There's money, there's family, there's what you're gonna do when you have a family emergency. Are you gonna be able to rely on being able to get home if anything crazy happens?
Mm-hmm. So far since you've been here, has your checks been pretty stable?
Oh, yeah. My money's never been a question here. I've always ran my miles. I've always been paid. My pay's right, and I'm meticulous. I check up on everybody and everything, and my pay is 100% every time.
See, that's one of the most important things. I've worked for companies where they bring the drivers in and they train you, hey, be super nice to the drivers and things of that nature. But to me, of course, that's professionalism. But the way you show a driver that you appreciate what he does is by paying him a respectable salary. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah, considering what most companies are paying now, and it's not just the pay per mile that you got to look at, it's what miles you're actually going to run. Because you can get out here and you can find a company that'll pay 40 cents a mile. You say, oh, well, that's pretty decent. Well, that's not too bad. And then you go off and you run your 2,000 miles in a week, and you wind up being one of these truck stop junkies that just sit there and you're staring at the television all day, and your truck's shiny because you ain't driving to get no dirt on it. Right.
If you want to show me appreciation, put it in the form of a check.
Yes, and 40 cents a mile. Like I said, that's not really bad considering what the industry is, but they pay above that.
Right. Of course,
start-off pay
is beyond
killing that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's because at Z Transportation, we truly, sincerely respect and appreciate our drivers. And because you got to look at it like this. You got to look at just how far trucking goes. Every article of clothing that we wear, every piece of food that we put in our mouths, are from our car parts to pretty much everything that you go to any store and buy. It's the drivers that get it to the people.
The same thing we drive around. We get that there too. I mean, we've done it.
People don't see people don't realize the importance of truck driving and just how much we should appreciate truck drivers, because we rely on them. We're not, the country is not full of farmers or textile manufacturers. There's stores. And those stores have to get these goods via truckers. So these guys, you have to appreciate them. You have to value their time. So, I like to say, yeah, we appreciate everything you do for us, man. It's really appreciated, man. You got anything that you want to, any tips for the new guys coming? As far as their time management or with the e-logs or trip planning, that you can just, you can just try to educate the guys a little bit, because there's a lot of new guys coming into this industry, and sometimes they fail to talk with the right people and get good, usable information in order to be successful as a successful truck driver. Anything you can share with them?
Well, so far I can tell you, your time management, it's not just up to you, it's up to your dispatchers too. And it's whether or not they're paying attention to you and what's going on in your daily routine. It's going to depend on your normal operating hours, whether you're going to be out of those normal operating hours. And I don't mean out of hours, we're on e-logs. We're all running legal. We got to keep it safe, you know.
Yes, sir.
And, but what I mean by that is, all right, I've done my reset. Now I'm going to be running at night when I usually run during the day. Or I'm a night driver. Now I'm going to be running during the day. It's up to your dispatchers as well as yourself to help you pre-plan out some things. You know, figuring out a load that's going to work for you. And
communication is key.
It is. It is. And once you've got that dispatcher and they know you, and when I say know you, I mean they know my kids' names. They know their birthdays. They know I'm about to be going home for a birthday. Before I didn't even have to open my mouth. I mean, they know me, the ins and outs. They know how far I'm going to drive every day, where I'm going to be stopping. And as far as planning your trip, yeah, you want to be planning where you're going to be stopping.
From what you're saying, it lets me, it kind of lets the people know that you have built a pretty solid relationship with the dispatchers here.
Oh, yeah. And I can call up, and it doesn't matter who I call on the phone. And this is within the first month of me being here. Anybody I got a hold of knew who I was.
Yes, sir.
They'd answer the phone, I'd call up the company. I called just the main line. I didn't even have to call my dispatcher. They knew where I was, what I was doing, what load I was running, and more than likely what problems I've run into, if any.
There you go.
And they've already got a solution for me. They're working on it.
What about the truck reliability? How's it been?
Man, you know, they work on their stuff around here. You know, you say, hey, I got a little nail in my tire. They don't say, hey, let's see how far you're going to run on that thing before the tire just falls apart, right? They
call that the duct tape and paper clip.
Oh, man. And there's some companies out there, man, you be riding, and you see them. Mirrors are literally duct taped onto the truck.
Yes, sir.
No, man. We ain't riding like that. If you got a problem, you let them know. It really does get fixed. I mean, they work with you. They say, hey, call them up. Some of us don't know where all the shops are. They find you a shop, man. You ain't got to even... Some of these companies are like, well, what's out there? No, they say, all right, here's where you're at. This is what's near you. What are you safe with?
Full support from our dispatch.
Yes. Safety
and from our maintenance department and our safety. They're right there on it.
Great, great. I mean, they're not going to ask you to do anything crazy. If you say, hey, look, I've got this little thing going on and I think I can make it here and it's not a safety issue, they're probably going to be okay with you driving, but they want to make sure it's not a safety issue. They're not asking you to go out here and get points on your license or points on the company or risk anybody's health and well-being. You know, like you said, safety is important. The customer, what they think of us is important. We show up in good, nice vehicles. They run appropriately. We ain't breaking down on their yard.
Presentation.
And you don't want nobody coming back that's leaving an oil stain in your driveway, right?
A customer doesn't want that.
No.
They want to know that their freight is going to get to its destination securely.
Yes.
They don't want to hear excuses. They don't want you to say, "Oh, we got a breakdown. Oh, we got a flat tire." They want you to say your freight has arrived on time, before or on schedule.
Yes, precisely.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, Dan, I appreciate your time. I appreciate what you do. And once again, my name's Jevon. I'm one of the recruiters here at Z Transportation. If you're interested in driving for Z, feel free to call me at 201-903-6888, or you can apply at drive4z.com. Thank you.